Hey guys, welcome to the Super Business Women Show. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
We have Sharon Locke, Loans and Lifestyle here. Welcome this Saturday.
Hey, great big world out there. It's Shavana, the financial film. What's going on? Happy Saturday. I hope you had a great week.
We are sending love and light to our co-host Lexi. This is normally her seat that I'm sitting in. We have Dora Brown in the building. I'm super excited about that. You guys need to get your crowns out and get your memo pads and your pen and paper and take notes on how to do what she's doing.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
I got a pen, but I don't have no paper, but I got a good memory.
That's okay. As long as you got this Facebook Live on, right?
I guess.
Okay. Well,
At first they were saying they couldn't hear me. Now ain't nobody on there. So,
And you're taking notes, right?
well, mental notes, like, because I can remember a lot.
Well, you know she's gonna have hers. You can go back and.
So yeah, I
run
have a
hers
couple
twice.
things going here.
Yeah.
I ain't good with looking at nobody else notes. That didn't help
That
me
didn't
in
help
school. You know how you used to tutor and they be like, "Oh, we got these notes," and I would look and be like, "Yeah, that's foreign." That's
Where
not
the
gonna work.
wonderful thing is that you can go to YouTube, watch us live, or you can watch the recap later, Shavana. That's always
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
that's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing.
It is.
Mhm.
So, but I got mental notes. That's what's best right there. That's what's best. I'm gonna remember that because if it's good, you gonna remember.
Oh no,
it.
it's not good. It's great.
That's even more.
It's
reason for
amazing.
me to
I'm
remember
really
it.
proud of my friends and the things they're doing.
Thank you.
I'm always like they get me excited in what they're doing and what they're accomplishing and what they're, being driven to do.
Yeah, you always want to see your friends, family, anyone excel and elevate, especially in the community where we come from, because a lot of people get up and they just forget where they come from. So the fact that you give back, you're here, it's such a blessing, and that's why I do what I do, because I just love giving and helping people.
Well, Shavana, what do you do?
I help
That was my
people.
question.
I help people. Like I truly help people. I put people before me. It's with me, it's not about money. It's not. It's so not. It's about helping that person. What gives me the satisfaction is seeing that you come to me, you got all these problems, you got all this weight on your shoulder, and when you just drop it off to me, and I'm able to assist you in any way, and I can help you get
Oh,
to the
okay. Well,
finish
come
line.
on through, Holy Spirit.
So
Because that's not me, and I'm a mother. I would lay down and die for mine, right?
I know that's right.
And God tells me there's a time for peace. There's a time for everything. So no, you can't drop everything off. There's a time to be paid. You can't drop everything off on me. Everything's not a free ride because you can never go up the ladder or climb high, soar higher if you have dead weight on you.
well, it's
That
not.
sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good, but I don't consider it dead weight because some people choose their career paths. That's just like me. There is no way that I could be a hairstylist. Not at all. I don't got time for it. No.
Well,
No, I don't want to know the conditions of your hair. I don't want to know about treatments and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. I just found out that it was a difference between a regular wig and a lace front wig. Like, it's hair. To me, it's just hair, but that's because I don't know. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? That's not what I want
I
Well,
don't
you
to
may
know.
not want.
I
You may
think
not. You don't want to know.
right.
No,
I
I
think
have no
yeah,
need
you-
to know.
so. I don't
That's
think. I think
different.
we're conflating topics.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I
No.
think we're conflating topics. I believe that you can't dump everything off on me and I can't carry everybody if I'm trying to get to the top. Now, wisdom should be used in everything. Now, when I get to the top, I can always reach back and give back more. But if I teach my children this, you're not a liability to anyone.
You're not.
And I'm sure that we all have experienced doing our best to help others.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm the
Always.
oldest.
And it comes to a point
always.
where as though we just can't keep doing that.
Yeah, I'm the old. It's not wise.
Yeah, but
No.
and it's a time when you do have a cutoff, like when you draw that line to be like, no,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? It's a time when you do that. Yeah, it is. On,
Yeah.
on a lot of things, you just gotta know.
I wholeheartedly agree. So I use discernment and wisdom and prayer when I want to move forward because there are some times that you move forward and you shouldn't. Some people you bless, God's trying to teach a lesson. So you have to be very careful in how you move in
And
that
I
regard.
can attest to that because I used to just want to help everyone until you get in a situation and it's like, wait, I knew I shouldn't done it, but I didn't use discernment. Did not
Yeah.
use discernment to
Yeah.
do it, and it's because you believe that you are here to help which you are here to help. However, you do have to have the spirit of discernment so you won't put yourself in a situation.
Absolutely.
Or
And you,
attach
and
us.
you have to know when. And that's where that comes in at. That's totally true. I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah. But you know what you can and cannot
So
handle, right?
I will
I
say
just
this.
started learning that though.
Yeah, I will say this.
I'm only 45 years old. I've been through a whole lot, and I'm just now starting to learn this maybe about 3 or 4 years ago.
But you're never too old to learn.
Oh, for sure.
So I will say this. I am amenable and I'm pliable. And I would adhere to the word of God, because sometimes where I've said no, he's pushed me to do it anyway. Sometimes when I've said yes, I've been taught, pull me, or I've been taught a lesson. So you have to be, I'm not demonstrative in my position with helping people or moving forward. I'm demonstrative in putting me first. And that's how it goes.
Okay.
So how was your week?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh,
You're the
hey.
guest. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, my week was,
Yes.
well, listen, my weeks are always good. I never have not bad weeks. I might have a not so good week.
Or something challenging, maybe.
Yeah. But this week was really different. I was out polling, and that's something I've never done before.
Okay.
So I was out at the polls, and it was exciting. It was very, very exciting. I was excited, which because I'm getting into a political field. So it allowed me to see if this is something that I really want to do, or if it's something that I want to back off of, which is really, really different from what I'm a people person. So, and I'm like power for the people. But when you see things at this poll, when they are like going against each other, and you have two, you have an opponent, and it's really, I mean, like, we're not just doing this on the South Side, and we're not just doing this in Black neighborhoods. I'm talking about, I was in Barrington.
No, it gets raunchy.
Oh yeah, I was in Arlington Heights.
It's pretty out there. Yeah.
Think about what they did.
Crazy.
They're strategic. Think about what they did to the mayor of Aurora.
Oh yeah.
They
for sure.
they took him out. They took him out because he was slated to be. He could have been the governor.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
And we was talking about that.
Yes.
Some of the people I was with, and he's strong enough to be the governor.
Indeed.
Oh my God. Very, very strong. However, and that brings us back to like scrutiny, and when people try to bring up your past and different things that's going on. I used to be a person of, your past is not your future.
That's true.
However, I've learned within these 4 years that your past is not your future, but is attached to your future.
It is.
And regardless of it, you need to attack different things before people can attack you with it. And I think that's where he kind of messed up at.
Yeah,
but I appreciate him. He's doing a great job out in Aurora.
But there was so much money. It's the money component. It was so much money spent to bring him down.
Oh yeah. And even everywhere. Our governor,
yeah,
he did a lot. Okay,
it's not just one.
He did a lot. He did a lot. And when you think about different things, since we're talking about political, this is so crazy with people with money. This is what they can do to stop different people and different things from getting in office, so we can bring what we need for our people. Because can nobody do what I can do for my people, because I am my people.
There you go.
I said that there's a certain group out there who advocates for us, supposedly. And they're advocating for the migrants, they're advocating for this. I don't need anybody to speak for me. I can speak for my own self. I can fight for my own community. I don't want necessarily someone having a voice. You can have a voice, but ask me what the voice is. Just don't come up with your own, and you go with that narrative, because you're going in a direction that I don't feel is the best interest for our community.
And that's the thing. We have people, and it's so crazy out here when it comes down to politics. What I'm learning is that they have been structured to get in these positions just so they can be the yes dog or the yes ma'am or whatever it can be, to destroy our people. Like, what about us? That's the thing. Why are we not being able to do different things? But then you have, like the migrants, and I'm not saying anything wrong with it with them. However, what I'm saying is we don't get the same opportunity as the people that has come here illegally. Like I always say, if we do anything illegal, we're going down for it. I don't care what it is. If it's stepping over the river and you don't supposed to be over the river and they catch you, you're going to jail. You're going. I mean, if that's the law and it says up there, big old sign say, "Do not step over the river or you're going to jail."
Yeah.
What are they going to do to me?
I'm inclined to agree.
What are they going to do to you?
I'm inclined.
So
to
if
agree.
you're illegal and you're stepping over the grounds that said that you're going to jail, why are they not taking them to jail? Why are they halting them?
Because we're in a place now where people want to lead with emotions.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
Everything is
feelings.
emotionally driven.
That's
Everything
another
is, we're in a bully society. You can't have independent thoughts and everyone wants to lead with emotions. Facts, laws, none of that stuff makes sense to most people.
No.
To some people, I should say.
So I believe it has gotten to a point that it can be factual and it can be a law, but it's not the truth. So you have facts, you
And
have
you
the
got truth.
laws, and you have the truth.
Absolutely.
And when you have those
You have
three
facts,
things,
laws, the truth, and now emotions.
oh my God, yeah. So and then they it's like they added it to the Constitution
else.
without being added to the Constitution,
Right.
which is crazy. You know,
Like when you're talking to someone and I'm like, well, no, that's not what the law says, or no, that's not what it says, but that's how I feel. That makes,
has nothing to do with how
it's
you
not
feel.
it's not biblically, doesn't line up
That's another
biblically.
thing too. If I love the fact that where I'm headed in the political party, that I can apply biblical scriptures with where I am going.
That's
And a
amazing.
lot of people are not religious, but one thing a lot of morals have left us.
Absolutely.
There's
Everything,
no morals
anything.
anymore.
I was just having this conversation with my sister, and I said, I don't get into the whole, who's doing what, why they're doing it. But at the end of the day, even as it's applicable to me,
Mhm.
God's word does not return void.
Do
It
you hear
is what
me?
it is.
And it's
Stop
not
playing
going
with
to
it.
change.
It's stop playing with it. We amend it to how we feel,
Mhm.
but it does not change.
It does not change.
Certain things are not acceptable and we're pretending like it is. I had this whole conversation with my sister this morning,
Mhm.
and we can, she said some stuff and I said, well, that's how we feel.
Mhm.
That's how you feel. Makes sense to me,
Mhm.
kind of how I feel,
Mhm.
but that's not
However,
what the word of God says.
That's it.
And
That's it.
even I told her, I said, even as this relates to me, I need to clean some stuff up. So, and then she said, well, people get a little upset about judgment. Well, I'm not judging, but there's a certain thing called righteous judgment.
That
So we
part.
got to think about that too. That little thing is in the Bible too. So yeah, that whole emotional thing and is amazing that they've imparted it into everything.
Yeah, the emotion thing has just went haywire. It doesn't matter anymore. It's just how this person feel or what they think.
Mhm.
There's no people have just swayed away from doing what's right. And what's right is my right is not your right.
And allowing people to live in their right.
Do you remember when it used to be like I remember I was looking at a post I did maybe in 2016, and it was like, and this hadn't had none of this had happened, but I said the world is making things that are abnormal normal.
Yes.
And the things that are normal, they're trying to make it abnormal.
Absolutely.
We cannot allow that to switch.
No.
But however, it has changed. And some of us, have been called and have been chosen and, are bold enough and strong enough to go up against certain things because of biblical scriptures.
I would agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. Some of us have been called to do certain things. And because we have been called to do certain things, we have to keep our armor on, regardless what the people are saying, what's going on. We just know we have to continue to be obedient to what God says and continue to walk that path. And it's going to be hard.
And his word is unchanging.
His word will not return
even if it's
void.
applicable to me, to you, to them, to her, to him. It doesn't change.
Matter. No.
And I don't know why people try to change the word of God. And then, we went on and we were talking about how one sin doesn't outweigh another.
Mhm.
I said, some things are abomination. So
That-
no,
that
we
part.
can't. No, so that's not true. There are some things that we do take he does take exception with.
over. Yes.
So that's not true either.
Yeah.
So the word of God is the word of God.
And that
Even
won't
as it
change.
relates to me,
It won't change.
it
It
will
won't
not
change.
change.
No.
It will not change.
No. Okay.
So, how was your week, Shavana?
My week was amazing, and I'm so excited about my week. My deadline is coming, getting ready for
Ooh.
exciting events, some more things. So my week was awesome as always.
So, is your deadline this upcoming week?
This is no
The next week, the
the
15th.
The
15th.
15th.
The 15th.
So that's on a
Anytime I hear
Sunday.
someone talk about deadline around this time, I know they're in the tax field.
I'm in all of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm in
Okay.
all of them. We
Okay.
gonna talk about some of that.
So
But
yeah,
can
so
we
it's the 15th.
yes, the 15th of April.
Okay, so when
And
is that?
then
That's this weekend, right?
No,
then
the
the
next
next
one.
week, and then it's the 30th of April. That's another deadline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's none of my business because
Yeah,
Well,
I have
thank
no,
you
people
guys
who
for
do
having
that.
it's
me. Thank you
payroll.
guys for having me join you guys.
Okay. So, what I wouldn't have it any other way. When I reached out and was like, "Please come on the show,"
Hmm.
I was like, "I know she's really super super busy."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But
I'm
you take time for people who support you.
oh,
No,
so
seriously.
I'm
Yeah.
internally grateful that you
Yeah.
came.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your resume
Thanks
precedes
for
you.
coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And that's an old resume too.
Is it?
Yeah, I added something at the end with the
So
presidential award.
yeah. Oh, you did. You just received that. Was it? It was last year, 2024.
Yeah, I got mine when Biden was in office. So I'm
Right.
not one of the recipients that's getting it while he's not here.
So I don't understand how they're
I
giving
don't know
lifetime
either, but
awards
I
after he's
received
gone,
mine's November 3rd, right before the election.
right before the.
Hmm.
So there are people who are still getting them,
I don't
but
know how.
oh, okay.
I don't, but I know that
Maybe he left some behind or something.
you I doubt it, but that was one of the Trump administrations did mention that they're out there giving out awards and he's not in office anymore.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't even put that together
Yeah.
because I saw that someone got one yesterday or
Oh
day
my,
before yesterday,
I don't know.
and I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay. Well, an award's an award, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you are the recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Award.
Mhm.
You are a mommy and a
Yes.
wife.
Mhm.
You are president and founder of the Draymond Foundation, the 401c3,
501c3.
501c3.
Mhm.
You are president of Scotland
Development
Development
Corporation.
Corporation.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I want to, if I can piggyback on the Draymond World Foundation. I had a son that passed away at 13. He was playing basketball and collapsed right here in Plainfield Central High School. We found out, and I always say that the heart is a silent killer. From that, he was a healthy boy. I mean, with Duke University already, Coach K sent things out like when he passed away. Um, and we found out he had a heart condition called myocarditis, and that is an infection in the heart muscle. So that was actually 10 years ago. So at that time I was 30. I was 35 years of age.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do and which way to go, but I wanted his name to stay great because he was a gifted kid, and he was just different. He was a different. Everybody used to say, "Oh, Draymond." They used to call him Little Derrick Rose. Oh, Draymond has a gift. He has a gift. And I'm like, I know, and I was one of the moms like, get off my baby. I was one of the basketball moms, which I was on the show and helped build the show, Bringing Up Ballers. Well,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes.
So, but that's where the Draymond Royal Foundation comes from. It comes from my son that passed away from myocarditis back in 2015. And Scotland Development Corporation is crazy because I birthed Scotland Development Corporation in 2019. I was pregnant with my now 5-year-old, which is Chris Jr. or the second. I told my husband that I wanted to purchase a hotel because remember when everybody went on strike, the hospitality industry.
Yes.
I had one of the most biggest contracts with the Sheraton Grand Hotel. I hired 180 people. Ex-cons, which is something I had already wanted to do. I had my business already formed, which was under Tidora and Brown Enterprises. And that we kept going. And after they, came back to work, they let us stay with them, and then they gave me another contract with the Loft Hotel. And I told my husband, I'm like, this was 2019. I'm like, I want to buy a hotel so I can put my people back to work. And he was like, I can't buy you a hotel, but I can buy you some land. So our 1-year anniversary, which was 2019, he came with the deeds. And when he came with the deeds, I started taking classes online for construction. And I started taking all these construction classes, construction management, just all these different classes. And I still had my daycares going at the time. And I was pregnant. So that's how Scotland Development Corporation got birthed.
See how dope is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh
Did
my
you say
God.
you wanted to also help incarcerated people that were coming back to the community?
Mhm.
That's excellent. We actually have a guest that's going to be talking about
Oh,
rehabilitation
perfect.
with people coming home from being
Oh
incarcerated,
yeah, yeah.
substance abuse,
And when I
opioid
when I
abuse.
started it,
Yes.
no one wanted to help me.
No
Like
one.
literally, they did not want me to do anything, and God was able to give me that gift to hire them and put them in training and do. It was so, oh my God, it was so good. And I still, some of them still work for me now.
So
That's awesome. That's
let's talk
amazing.
about Scotland Enterprises.
Okay.
You like build homes, like sold homes, like have a development of homes.
Yes. So this is crazy too, y'all. I'm serious. I just want to tell, I love to tell people about God. And I know everybody have their own religion and what they want to do, but I, I was me. This is my third marriage with my husband now, right? So my first marriage, I was younger, 21. And I remember telling him that I was going to build subdivisions. And he laughed at me crazy. Yeah, whatever. He was older than I was. And 2004, I remember telling him that, and my younger sister. And in 2005, I have built subdivisions.
Yes.
So I am the only, especially, I don't know about white, but Black female new construction builder in the state of Illinois.
Where
I am.
you can
New
go
construction
purchase
only.
new construction.
No rehabs.
So I called her and I said, I need you to help me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a subdivision.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't understand like why everybody's not jumping up and down about this.
Well, this is the thing. First of all, a lot of people don't understand. First of all, because it's me. That's number one. A lot of people don't know who I am, and then people that do know who I am, they just can't believe it because I was once, I was out on the street. I was a gangbanger. Like I got a tattoo all the way up to my arm. This is who I was. And when sometimes people can't go past the fact of who you was to who you are now.
So, I think in our community that we're the only ones who hold somebody's past, them hostage with their past.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear what you've done. If you haven't did it in 5 years or 10 years, I don't want to know
I don't.
about it.
No.
If you're a little perv, that's a little
That's
different.
different. Oh yeah, we need to know all about that.
That's a little different.
And if you're still the person that you was before.
And we're not forgiving because I was on the fence with some things about people that were in the judicial system.
Mhm.
But who they are now, my understanding, your mind isn't even developed all the way until you're 27, 28, and in some instances a little older, depending on your environment.
Right.
So, with that being said, do I hold someone whose mind is not fully developed accountable for their actions and now they've destroyed their whole
Can I
life?
say something? We had a situation that happened like a couple of years ago, if you don't mind me
No,
talking
not
about
at
it.
all.
Whereas though the federal government came after me, literally came after me
Oh,
and said that my companies were not real, right, for the PPP. But thank God, I'm free. So I don't like to talk about it too much, but I will mention it. And I'm saying
okay.
this because when the judge, my husband had a pass, right? I
Mhm.
never had a pass, but my husband had a pass, and the judge, they wanted to try to keep him there. And the judge told the United States Attorney's Office, like, I can't judge this man for something he did 20 years ago. They wanted him to get judged for something he did 20 years ago. And the judge, a white judge, said, I cannot judge this man for something he did 20 years ago. He sat in the courtroom. So that means it's been recorded. And he said, if any of us were judged by what we did 20 years ago, we probably wouldn't be here today.
Wow.
And now when I tell you the scriptures, when they say that, change the heart of the judge said
Jesus,
that.
I got chills.
No, seriously. And then did not charge him according to his 20-year ago pass. I mean, like literally, when you just brought this up about the past, and we're the only ones who hold grudges of what we have done yesterday or before. And that's how I married my husband. I said, I don't know, and I don't care what you did yesterday, you're not doing it today. And as long as you're not doing it today and they're going forward, I'm okay with that. I don't need to know what you did. Well, now, I wish I would know something different, but, but I don't need to know what you did yesterday or last month or last year or anything like that. Is this who you are today? You say no, I'm going to believe what you say. And then until you show me something different,
I think I didn't even know it got
to that point.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So prayers.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I see that they hold you hostage. They keep you. It's an oppression.
Mm-hmm.
with that.
Mhm.
They hold you to that. Like, remember you did this, remember you did that,
And that's why
remember this.
expungements are, oh my God, people do not understand that. I'm telling you, I'm learning this from experience. Expungements are so freaking important. I
They
don't
are.
care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you got a traffic ticket. It's still, if you, even if you got released from it, dismissed or whatever, you know how talking on the cell phone, something simple that they'll tell you, well, don't come to court. I haven't had a traffic ticket since 2017, but when I got it, it was a cell phone ticket. And when I put on my background, it was on there.
You must have got it in the suburbs
You know I did.
because the city of
Du-
Chicago is
Yeah,
just a
DuPage
ticket.
County gonna do it.
Oh yeah, they gonna print you. Yes,
Mhm.
and that's
gon-
what
The
people they
suburbs.
always
put it
mad
on
at
there. I had to
CPD.
go and I had to expunge that so they can get off of my record because I don't want that to be on me. I mean, like even
It's
though
a
it was
ticket.
dismissed, it still was there.
I always tell the kids, I tell the kids, I always talk to my son's friends, and I'm like, hey guys, if you guys get printed in the suburbs and you need to seriously, if they take you to jail, you need to seriously get that expunged.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. And that was 2017. I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, I don't have no. Yeah, you have a ticket. Oh wow.
DuPage County took you
DuPage
to the
County.
sub to the
Mhm.
that is and it happens. I know it happens, but I'm always like,
Well, they didn't take me in. They just gave me a ticket, right? But it still showed up, even though I had to go to court and it got dismissed. But it still showed up on my background.
really?
Yes.
But not not city of Chicago. That stuff
I don't
doesn't.
know. I haven't had a ticket in the city of Chicago.
You've never had a ticket in the city of
No,
Chicago.
no. And I've lived in Chicago since from birth 79 all the way until what 2004, and I moved to Oak Park.
So, oh my
I've
God,
never had a ticket.
we were entertaining houses in Oak Park.
Yeah.
We were. He said something about
Yeah.
Oak Park.
West Side,
last
West
night.
Side.
Yes.
West Side is the best side.
West Side.
Actually, our next guest is from the West Side too. Wait,
Okay.
no, let me get it correct. We're from out west because we were past Cicero. So yeah,
Oh wait, y'all was past this. We're going east or west.
I'm gonna go with East.
So you was going towards Pulaski.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah, that's
yep,
east.
East,
Okay.
Yep. Because I had to
That's
think
my
about
grandma
that.
and them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pulaski. Yeah.
Out west,
Fifth
east.
Avenue.
West was the hangout spot. Like I love the West Side. It's
So I
that
used to
the
be at
West Side
Garfield
is
Park. Yeah,
girl.
the turnaround.
Girl, it wasn't a
Yeah.
park I wasn't at when I was of age.
Okay.
So, how long did it take you from start to finish to build a development? And what are some of the obstacles you encountered when building the development?
Okay, so it took me about 18 months
Okay.
to do the first three townhouses,
Okay.
which my daughter actually purchased the first one.
Okay.
So that was a good thing. And she was like, when we were growing up, she wanted me to purchase her a doll house, but she never told me. Like literally, she never said it. And when she never seen her house, the colors we picked together, and when she came in, she just cried. And she was like, Mom, when I was little, I wanted a doll house, but I never asked you because I know we couldn't afford it. And
Oh.
she's like, but you built me a house. Yes. And it was
Yes.
just her. And I was like, oh my God.
That's
And
so
I never
cute.
knew it. I never knew it. She's such a good girl though. But I've never
She is.
and I never knew that she had wanted that.
And she's one of my alumni.
Yeah. So I never knew that she had wanted that. So for me to hear that and for me to see the love
The
and
manifestation.
oh my God. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, 18 months it took for all three. And the obstacles is because I don't do the work. Oh my God, you're hiring subcontractors. So
Absolutely.
because you're not the one that's actually doing the work, you don't know if they're coming to work tomorrow. I mean, even though they sign in contracts, it's just you do
a lot
not
of up and
freaking
down.
know. You
It's a
don't
lot of
know.
up
I
and
was the
down.
general contractor on a couple of projects and even the one with my house.
Mhm.
And Lord have mercy. I switched my schedule around to accommodate me being available. I went to work nights for a little bit
Okay.
so that I can sit outside in
And
my
watch.
car
Yeah.
and be there so they can be there because I befriended one of the neighbors and she says, oh girl, as soon as you leave, they leave.
Oh yeah. That's
So I had a trick for him. I
Mhm.
would bring my laptop and all the stuff. And if I needed to sleep, I would sleep right outside the house in the car.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting out there.
So you already know.
I already know.
So you already in construction business.
Yeah, I was married to the kid's dad. I was married. He was in construction. He
Oh,
had
okay,
city
so-
contracts and everything. So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. That's another thing too.
With
But the city contracts, with
Yes.
the Colts,
Yes.
CULT.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
So if someone just let's say somebody you had a 25-year-old that came to you and said, I want to start and do this whole construction from start to finish. I want to do a small subdivision. What would they need?
Well, I'm just going to tell you what I would tell them right now
Mhm.
after what I've went through. I would tell them, seek God. That's it. I wouldn't tell them anything. Because nowadays, especially with a 25-year-old, even with a 45-year-old, people looking for someone to blame. So if I teach them something,
No, I meant what would they need? Like,
I wouldn't tell them anything.
I get that. I understand that
I would not tell
wholeheartedly.
them anything. I'm
I
sorry.
understand that
Before
wholeheartedly.
I would, but after I went through what I went through, I will not tell them anything.
No, you got to do your own research.
You have to do your own research, and I'm gonna tell you, even when
so listen.
No, I know what you said.
I'm about to tell you, Miss Brown. Listen,
Hey,
Scott,
me too.
Miss Brown, Scott. If I'm coming to you,
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer in this.
Mhm.
Each generation and should be better than the next.
Mhm.
And I'm a firm believer in my friends are my network is my net worth.
Mhm.
So if I'm coming, I already trust you.
Mhm.
Whatever decisions I make, um, it's for me to make,
Mhm.
not for you to make.
Mhm.
Like if you said to me,
But listen to what the question that you asked me. You said if a 25-year-old, I'm only answering the question.
okay, so yeah.
I only can answer the
So,
question.
I was in agreement with you because I get it. I
only
got
can
where you were
answer
going
the
with that one.
question that you
I got where
said.
you were going with that.
I'm very, very strategic. I'm
Yes,
Okay.
detailed,
oh my
everything,
God.
girl.
Listen,
Girl, it bothers,
listen.
and that's a
When
blessing
you
and a
ha-
curse.
Yes, it is.
It
Because
is.
when you have endured the things that I've endured, I listen and I answer.
okay.
So,
So if someone who was interested like me come to you and say, "Hey, what do I need to do? Point me in the left, right, back direction."
what
What
would
would
I
I
do?
need?
So I will give you my card and tell you to consult with me later on.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
what I would do.
Okay, that's
Now,
fair.
there's someone else because I know you.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like I said, if it was
somebody different, you're gonna tell them to
right,
pray.
do
That's
you hear
not
me?
going to. I get it because I would
When I
do the
was
same
opening up
thing.
daycare centers, people was
Yes.
calling me left and right. How do you open up I wanted, come on, Tita. How you open up daycare? Listen, 312-328-3800. That's it. I can't.
Yeah.
And I should have stayed that way, and I probably wouldn't have had that situation happen.
Everything that and
You
that you
understand what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Yes, I
I've
wouldn't
been
have had
through
that
it.
situation
Yes.
happen. But when you
Yes.
open yourself up and you're unguarded because you
Yes.
believe that you are, different,
Helping
you're
somebody.
growing, and you think that these people are out to help you,
And they're
you
not.
find out that that's not what's going on. The motive is so bogus. You thinking people are befriending you just because they see the vulnerability, or because they see that you can help them in some type of way, and they see, oh yeah, she gonna help me, or let me just do this, this and that. And it's not about giving me anything. It's just the point that they see that, okay, she's a good person. She don't have a problem with helping people. She doing this, she doing that. If I would have stuck to how I was doing things back then, that situation would never
And you
occurred.
handicap them doing that because they don't want to do the research. They don't want to put in the time.
Right.
So because I know you, I'm going to come to you and ask you. And then when I ask you, on the strength of you knowing me, you're going to tell me, and you're going to do the leg work just because you don't want me to do it. So wholeheartedly, I get where you coming from. Sometimes you got to be
and
a
maybe God
gatekeeper.
hasn't dealt with me with that yet, because
Sometimes
if someone calls me and says X, Y, and Z, I put them on and give them
And now that's what I'm saying. You haven't endured.
Right. That's true.
See, it's just like if you have not had a child that passed away, you wouldn't understand the reason why I do what I do.
So that's why I give my mother a tremendous amount of grace, because I watched her change as a human being.
If you have not fallen or failed from financial grace, or if you have not, do you understand what financial grace is?
Come on,
financial grace is something when you have had it and things happen and it's gone. When you hit
like
me,
that,
like it's gone.
You can't even pop your finger. It's gone,
and
so
it's
quick.
not gone from you doing something. It's from someone else making decisions on their own that we have to pay the price for. So it's like I feel like Jesus Christ up in here. I didn't got crucified.